y'all, and welcome back to my channel. Glad you're here. I wanted to come on and do a quick impromptu live on a few topics. I want to talk about the nurse TikTok drama that's happening, that has been happening for the past few days. If you're not on TikTok, I'll talk a little bit about that. Second thing I want to talk about is Black women in luxury and some of the backlash and controversy around it. And the last is just on gratitude. First, on the TikTok drama. So y'all know I have been on a social media fast for the past couple. I have been on a social media fast for the past couple of weeks. I don't do a lot of Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Most of the time I spend online that's not working or doing, other non-work things like, shopping or just looking up information for certain things is TikTok. And I've talked in the past about nurses on social media. I've done like 2 or 3 videos in the past about nurse influencers, the reach and power of nurse influencers on social media, especially TikTok. Now they're on Instagram, and I know there's some on Facebook as well, but I'm not that big on like Facebook and things. But there are nurse influencers on TikTok that have hundreds of thousands, some in the millions of followers. They post a video. Their videos will get hundreds or sometimes thousands of comments. Over the past couple of days, there have been 2 nurse influencers with large platforms that not beefing, but like going back and forth with each other. And apparently these 2 have history, and they have gotten into like exchanging words and things, not exchanging words, but like exchanging videos about the other person in the past. I will not share the videos. I won't share the videos, but I'll just talk a little bit. If you're not on TikTok or familiar with what's going on over there, or the 2 nurse influencers. One is a nurse influencer based out of Florida that is really big in like the pro-union movement and both of these nurse influencers advocate for better conditions for nurses and equity, etc., in the profession. One is based in Florida, has been doing a lot of videos about the working conditions at some of the hospitals, or a hospital down in Florida. I think one of them is the HCA facility, covering the nurses down there who are picketing, etc. And the other nurse influencer is a advanced practice nurse based out of New England on the East Coast. And she has a series called Nurses in the News. And she does other things. She has like other like courses and things that she influences or like promotes and things like that. But they've been making videos about each other over the past couple of days. And this is why I say I have to do social media fast, because sometimes it's just too much for me. But just looking at, and I'm not on one nurse or the other side, but just like scrolling through some of the comments, hearing each person's point of view. For me, this is why it's so important for me to live life offline, do social media fast, not get caught up in, what happens between content creators, and for myself with a platform, a growing platform, small but growing platform, not getting caught up or staying on the positive side of having relationships with other content creators, whether they are a nurse or not. It's just very unfortunate. I don't know, in this situation between these 2 nurse influencers, I don't know who's right. I don't know who's wrong. I just know both of them have, contentions with the other one. And it's just unfortunate. But anyway, so that's nurse TikTok drama. That's the first thing. I just say my takeaway and my lesson from that is just continuing to build positive relationships with other content creators, whether they're in healthcare, nursing, tech, finances, etc., and just continues to live life offline and not get caught up in, what happens on these platforms. Because in a sense, this is life, but it's not everything, right? So the second thing I wanted to talk about on when I have like this random these thoughts that I've been thinking about is the Black women in luxury movement. Now, I love seeing, for me, I'm speaking for Computer and Coin. For me, I love seeing representation of myself in different avenues, whether it's within leadership positions, whether it's in tech, whether it's in the financial industry, family, etc. Commercials, whether on television or like ads or social media, like here on YouTube or TikTok. So I love seeing the representation of myself, and that includes seeing Black women in luxury. I like that. It's encouraging to me. It helps expose me to things that I may not be aware of, experiences that I haven't experienced, or that I didn't know were out there. Just different ways, different ways of living. I don't buy like luxury brand like bags and things like that, but I like to see it. I like to see trips to to the Maldives in first business class and things like that, yachts. I just like to see it, just travel, just different ways of being, and that includes luxury. So there's a backlash that what has been talked about over the past like year or two, just like the how it's like capitalistic and it's just not good, and how it makes other people feel, etc. But I came across TikTok this morning. I came across this interesting video. So if you don't know, again, if you're not on TikTok, there's this influencer named Clark. She's a young lady. She is in college in New York City, but she's, in addition to being a student, she's also a content creator, and she very lucrative in her content creation. I don't follow her, but some of her videos have been like reposted or show on my timeline. And she just talks about how she spends her money, how she saves her money, how she budgets her money. And she did a video earlier this month. I missed it because I was on my fast. So I just came across it today, about how she spent $4,000 in rent. And oh my goodness, another creator did a video about it saying, oh, that's not realistic. And she needs to be honest about how she makes her money, which she is. She's done videos and things like that. But as I came across this other creator who gave the most eloquent response to the Black women in luxury movement that I have seen, like the contentions, how people, feel about, seeing Black women live in ways that society may not expect them to live. And I've heard someone else say you can't eat a steak in front of a starving man, things like that. But this content creator, and I'm going to share my screen here, y'all, just bear with me, gave the most eloquent response. And so this is a video warning. So this is about, I think her response is about 2 minutes. And I'm going to play it in its entirety. And she just said it so eloquently. So hopefully y'all are seeing that. Hang on a second. Let me make sure that the audio, I don't think the audio is sharing. Y'all bear with me. I want to make sure that y'all can hear the audio, because I don't think when I shared my screen, I clicked the audio. No, I did not. Okay. All right, there we are. Yes. Thank you for your patience. There we are. Okay, so not only should you be seeing this, you should also be able to hear it. And I'll be sure to leave a link to her video as well in the description. Here we go. So this was this TikTok creator. Her name is Hunter.Rain. So this is her in response to the Black women in luxury movement, the backlash content creators are having against not only Clark, but just other women, living the lifestyle and showing, how they spend their money, what I spend in a day, day in life, etc. Check this out.
Hateful or hater, being a hater. But like on rent is money. And I guess it's just weird for me because, like, I've earned every last dime that I've ever had.
Sis, you're not a hater. If you have not seen the original video, she is responding to a piece of content done by a larger TikToker, and it's one of those what I spend in the day. And she asks the question, or she makes the statement that I'm not trying to be hateful, I'm not trying to be a hater, and then she goes on to say that I've worked for every dollar that I have. And I feel like a lot of the times Black women don't really have honest and thoughtful dialogue about envy and jealousy, because that last part for me really put some in me, because I'm like, we kind of have internalized, and of course there's historical implications for this, to where we feel like our ability to endure struggle and pain is tied to our worthiness. And so when we endure more, we feel like we're more worthy. And then when we're perceiving people from the outside that we think have endured less, we feel like they're less deserving of whatever it is, because the two to us kind of coexist. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but you are worthy because you are. You don't have to endure pain, and you don't have to endure struggle in order to kind of grapple with your ability to have access to, or to be privileged in. You're worthy because you are. And I say that with love and sincerity, because in seeing a lot of the responses to this girl's video, everybody just automatically jumped on the defense, which is to be expected because they're defending a larger TikToker with a bigger platform. But if nobody would take the time to validate her and her emotions, I will. However, giving you some tough love and some big sisterly advice, you cannot bank on everybody being small so that you can feel big. People should be allowed to be all of who they are, and you should be grounded enough in yourself as a woman to still feel whole no matter what it is that you see on the outside. And because a lot of the times what I notice with TikTok is that people try to find comfort in feeling like those people really aren't living that way. She doesn't really have this, or she doesn't really have that, to comfort themselves in what they perceive that they're lacking. And ideally, you can't have anything that you don't want to see anybody else have.
Wow. She said it. She said all that needed to be said. So only thing I would add in it, you are worthy. You are worthy because you are. Period. So yeah, it was just so eloquent. If you have some thoughts on that, I would love to see, leave a comment below. And the last thing is just gratitude. So I'm recording this the week of the national U.S. recognized holiday for Thanksgiving. And I recognize not everybody celebrates Thanksgiving as a holiday. I recognize that. So I wouldn't come up here and say like Happy Thanksgiving or anything like that. But I did want to take a moment to just talk about gratitude and how important it is to focus on what is good in your life. And when I'm saying your, I'm also talking about me, we, ours. Not everything in life always goes our way. Not everything in life is a positive experience, or we don't always, we may not always get what we want, or we may have struggles. But for me, when I think about gratitude and focusing on the importance of focusing on what is good, and taking that what is good and just even breaking it down further on the small things that are positive. So when things are spiraling out, or there's something that you want that you don't get, right? But what are the things that you do have, or that you did get, or that maybe even unexpected, that worked out in your favor? Because here's the funny thing. Sometimes we don't get what we want and we think that's a bad thing. But I learned a really good lesson just today. And maybe I'll talk about it on a future video. I'm not quite ready to talk about it, but something I did not get that I thought I wanted, that I really wanted, I did not get a couple of weeks ago, but something else worked out that I was totally not expecting, that I got an email about today. Totally not expecting. And I think about if I had gotten the thing that I thought I wanted or that I wanted a few weeks ago, I don't know how it would have worked out with the email that I got today. That it just ultimately, when I think about how things line up, how it actually worked out in my favor, right? So thinking about just in gratitude and bringing it home, focusing on the good things that we do have, the small things, the small wins, and slowing down. Again, going back to the social media fast, right? Just slowing down, living life a little bit slower when I can, and taking things in when I can. A win is a win. And just being thankful for what I do have and expressing gratitude for what I do have. So that's it, y'all. Wanted to keep it real quick and light today. If you made it this far in the video, thank you. And if you enjoyed this content or these thoughts, leave like the video. That lets me know that you stopped by, that you made it this far in the video. And please also share the video if it resonates with you, and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video.